Howdy, howdy. So I'm gonna quickly show you what I came up with in my skunk works. Basically, this is gonna be an objective, which is, as you can see, quite rigged up. And the goal of this is to have automated objective, which is self-triggerable for detonation of a static object within the map. I will show you firstly how it works, and then I quickly get into the details of how it is set it up and how is it triggered, of course, by the player himself. So you could possibly improve on this or just use it in one of your operations, because I found it quite ingenious and practical. There could be some things which could be done better, maybe, especially on the side of the explosive use, but I feel like it's quite good. So, as a player, when the server is of course started up, this is what you see. A basic bridge, nothing too horrible, nothing nothing too great. I have set it up with tasks as well. So there's an actual task for railroad bridge. It's actually a subtask. So the primary task is destroy bridges, which is multiple. It's like a mission with multiple bridges. And there's a subtask called railroad bridge. Destroy the railroad bridge, which is right here. So if I give myself quickly some explosives, I will show you how it works for players. So they're gonna have some kind of demolition expert, I believe. Let's use just normal demolition charges, because I believe these ones and these ones, which are modded, have one of the biggest explosive ranges, so they are the most practical for this, and they have the most damage, AOE damage. So there's a preset place for explosive. If you have veterans setting, I think this little marker won't be showing. Therefore, just instruct the players to place the explosives where you put your own explosives within the editor, because they are invisible. I will show you shortly. So the player puts it down. He sets up the trigger. By the way, I'm running ACE modules, as you've probably noticed, or add-ons. Save distance, and let's explode it. Bada bing, bada boom. Bomb. It's unfortunately instant. There are not really animations. You could do some animations, but it will take a lot of time. But yeah, that's it. Railbridge exploded, and the task is completed. Now we can move on, and I will show you how it's set it up in the editor for those who are curious and would like to possibly use it in their own missions. So let's dissect it. First, you will create a hide and terrain object like this. It's a module. You will set it up on a bridge or on whichever object you want basically to disappear, which is on the map. You will take your own railroad bridge, you put it on exactly on top of it, and you will just show the model for optimization of how it's gonna run on your server. You don't need simulation of the bridges, like, at all. They are indestructible anyhow. At least from what I have gathered, you cannot really destroy these bridges. So you put it on top, and then you create show and hide module, and you sync it to the bridge, and then you create a trigger, server only, remember, and you set a condition alive rail bridge explosive, which is this satchel right here. You put a satchel somewhere or within the area of the railroad bridge, some kind of explosive. At least that's what I like to do. You give it a variable name, which needs to be matching with this trigger right here, and you make it invisible, as you see in the special objects right here. Simulation, yes. Damage, yes. Damage is very important, same with simulation, but you don't show it. It needs to be invisible. So when players come in, they just see an empty bridge. There can be unfortunate circumstance, for example, they are fighting on the bridge and they set it off. That could be viewed as a possible occurrence, but I don't feel like there's gonna be much combat around the bridge itself. At least within the bridge, maybe around it, but not on the bridge. So I will see how that goes within the op. Otherwise, you could modulate it, create your own sets of triggers, something more stable. but I will go with explosive satchel for this occurrence. And then you create 2 other bridges right underneath in a form or in a setup which looks like they are destroyed or crooked or basically not usable as a bridge. And you create another show and hide, but this one you will set it up to show units. The other one is set it up to hide units. So by the basic setup, this bridge right here is shown, but these bridges in the bottom have everything disabled. Not a single test, and not a single thing is enabled here. All of it is disabled. And on this module, it's gonna be show. Sync it up to the bridge. Create a task as well, by the way. I got a little bit lost, sorry. the hide modules both are linked to the trigger with the explosive. And then you can create an object of the task as well, which is basically a railroad bridge. Destroy the railroad bridge, all playable units, so every player can see it. Destination, it's up to you if you wanna show it on the map. Task type, this one is destroy. This is just icon. And then you set task state, succeed, and you create a trigger, which is gonna be absolutely the same as this one. Actually, when I think about it, I could just sync it up to this one. Yeah, it's literally the same trigger. We can have just everything under one trigger actually. So that's done. Remember, since I have the module of the position of the module, so I need to put it in the middle of the bridge. So it's gonna show on the map. And when you put all that together, you have what I displayed before. I will run it once more in case you're curious how it looks. And that's gonna be it. The Destructible bridge within the Arma 3 editor. If it's ever gonna load up. Actually, for the sake of test, I'm gonna try to set it up with grenades or other explosives like tank to see if I can get it to detonate. I believe I could actually. Let's see if it works. It's not great, but let's see if I can do it. Seem a little bit difficult with grenades. Let's see if I can do it with a tank. This is a high explosive. You can set up with a tank. But yeah, same thing plays out as before. Ta-da!